A great and wonderful adventurer is working his way through a dungeon. He comes upon a puzzle. One direction where he just cannot find a way through. Another direction, which is a button that says press to continue. Really got no choice. Of course, the slime and ice box kind of gives away something's going to happen, but you can't win everything. So when you press it, or for kind of get shoved. And this person. Still, this gives away what I like doing sometimes. I don't really get much chances on servers since I keep getting asked by people, oh, can you make this for me? Oh, can you make that for me? Oh, can you give me this sort of inspiration? Yeah. So this one was so much fun to get work. Like pushing people with slime blocks that are shoved out. And of course, they always inspired me. I know I've shown this before, but it's still humorous to do. But why? I mean, that's what this single player game part is for. This is my testing world where I do various amusing things. Like, let's fix this real quick. Sometimes you just mess something up and really don't mean to. Choice but to go fix this. Which won't surprise me if I lose it. As I learned the time when I did this, you cannot put buckets in this thing. Which is unfortunate because it works great outside of that little issue. But I had a great idea. I'd heard and worked with stuff like this, which you can just drop things in the game. And that's what it does. I mean, if you're careful. Well, I'm going to show you. So I might as well do it with just my rockets. If you throw something in this chest, did not know what happened. Ignore what just happened, please. Yeah, let's try this a different one. You can also get dropped right out the bottom. So fast, in fact, that I didn't have time to react to it. Let's say throw a bunch of annoying saplings in. As you can see, it just starts tossing them out left and right. Well, I knew about this because I was doing research on how to get something else to work and how to move things around. That was a great idea. I needed a garbage can next to my workshop on the Royal server that a friend was hosting. That's a good idea. He likes just throwing things randomly into a lava pool. A little dangerous. So I said I did this. Just making the start throwing the items directly into the lava. Took me a bit of time to get it to work here. This is the original version. Didn't really work that great. Or right, and fire didn't quite do what I needed it to do. But the current version works just absolutely wonderful. Who needs all these tree saplings? And a lot of this is just having fun. I mean, I've got a body of water being held up by signs. I actually needed to figure out if this would work because of a bigger project I was working on, and it works. The clouds of, we'll call it steam, coming along is because someone wanted to see if there's a way to improve upon just a puddle of water and calling it a sauna was fair game or not. I knew of a quirk with a certain type of new block, and I figured, oh, what the heck, let's see if it'll work in this case. Yeah, it works. That said, yeah, you don't want to come down here. You don't want to go down to the fires heating the sauna. It's a little smoky. Then, other little amusing things I've worked on. I still find launching things with slime to be hilarious. Except for the fact some of these don't like me. Works great one time. There we go. Worked perfectly that time. Yeah, that's kind of amusing. But sometimes I get more serious with the slime, and that is a circuit for redstone machines that transports energy downwards very quickly and very long distances. And I needed it. You see, I was working on something. I needed more items and more EXP. And part of it needed a signal set downwards very fast. Well, very fast and a very long distance. And as you can see, that's exactly what this does, is it sends it down a very large distance. Which worked. Does what it needs. So I'm very happy with that. The rest of the wiring on this, yeah, we're not going to get into how bad that was. I wish I had a better way, but considering what it's supposed to do, yeah, it's supposed to do is let water out after mobs have a chance to spawn. Send them on their merry way. Which you can see I wasn't joking about trying to figure out if the signs would work for what I see exactly where they're used. So yeah, I was just trying to figure out if everything would work as I wanted to for this building, which I was building and to have finished on a server, a real survival server. So we come up here, and I have another portal that takes you to the right spot. Yeah, and looks a whole heck of a lot nicer on the actual server. But what that area down there does is spawn every type of surface enemy. I gotta change some stuff. Because what you don't want to do is, when you're testing stuff, you just don't want mobs to bother you, so you turn them off. And for this one, I had to have them on. This sword has no extra damage, has no looting. Yeah. So all I want to do is hit this switch. And now I get to wait for the mobs to spawn and come up. Now, you can see, yeah, that signal transmission that it's on up here is working. And there's a pulse running around that allows the water to come out and sweep mobs into that water column, and they get taken up here, and it just works. But the question mark is what to do about creepers. There's a creeper right here, but why isn't he blowing up? This isn't obsidian. I mean, I'm right next to him. Well, if you build this correctly, and it is, nothing will attack you. What makes this so amusing is I've seen a redstone professional say there was no way to do this. But a friend had accidentally built this exact setup here and made it work perfectly, and he didn't know how hard it is to do that. So, yeah, I can do this without worry. Well, I'm thinking about, oh god, the lag. It's so fun to do that to yourself. And just to prove something, we're now survival. I mean, you can see my life. Nope, still not doing anything to me. Oh, you get so much experience like this. So, yeah, absolutely no danger from the enemies. Only danger is items, but if you notice, I'm not getting the correct number of items on me. I've gotten one bow. Well, something I kept running into, and if you remember, I was talking about how I use this for testing stuff and trying to figure out how it works. Is there's apparently a way to get this array of items to sort. There's also a way to pull items through the floor. It's pulled through the floor and taken into this area where it gets sorted, including useless items like bows such. I still need to figure out what causes that noise. It's pulled down into here and sorted out. And yeah, most of this actually is not that many attempts. I mean, I don't have a looting sword, like I said. And yeah, I really should go kill those enemies because dropping in per second immensely, and there's just so many enemies dropping. Which tells you how good this is. Should really turn this off. You don't need it. So yeah, this actually works incredibly well. Works incredibly well on the server where I have swords with looting, which increases the amount of items we get, which means I have an insane amount of, well, everything these guys drop. I never have to make another arrow again. But if you'll notice, there's a problem. Get these guys that don't want to move forward. This switch here does something fun. Yeah, a tidal wave that pushes them into range. So, yeah. It does its job incredibly well. But we come back out here. That's not the only thing I do here. It's not just redstone. Some other stuff I do. I just want to figure out how to make something so it looks nicer. This thing over here is something I made on a server years ago. I wanted to refigure out how to do it since I only have screenshots of that. And I thankfully figured it out again. My friends call it the Compass Temple, but I've always liked what it looks like. It hasn't been made on that server I keep mentioning, but it takes time to build. You have to make the bottom area to make this area, and it's incredibly dangerous because you're working this high off the ground and you're making these thin areas. And let's not forget, get up to the top. I mean, yeah, so high up that when it's up and you can squish. Yeah, how long it takes to hit the ground. You have time to realize what's about to happen. But yeah, that's what I do in this world. I do it to figure out how I want things to look. To figure out how redstone I've never worked with, get it to work. It isn't for actual playtime, even though some of these things are actually playtime. And it's fun to do. Like launching myself all over the place with the slime. Yay, you gotta have your fun when you can. But there you go, that's my shenanigans.